Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. Ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Yeah, hey, ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Ask me how I'm living, I'm telling them great. Ask me how I did it, I'm telling them grace. Ask me how I'm living.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out the Corsair Guitar Pro wireless gaming mouse. Now, I've had this mouse for around 2 weeks now, and I've been using it on a day-to-day basis, whether it was on my Mac Mini, on my Windows laptop, Windows PC for gaming, and pretty much all of the stuff that fits within those categories. I've been using it on a day-to-day basis, and I'm here to give you guys a review on it today. We're going to be taking a closer look at all the details, features on the mouse, and obviously since this is a wireless gaming mouse, I'm going to give you guys a feedback on the wireless connectivity and how it works and how it functions. I'm also going to give you guys some more information on the battery life and all of that stuff. Now, here in my hands I have the mouse that I'm talking about today, the Corsair Guitar Pro wireless gaming mouse. This is a gaming mouse that is fully wireless. So this is a mouse that only runs on a single AA battery, and that's how it sustains itself for wireless connectivity. For the most part, the wireless connectivity on this mouse is actually just for plain and simple, and it's really good. So when I tried to wirelessly connect the mouse to my computer, it was actually a very easy process, and all I had to do was just turn on the Bluetooth on the actual mouse, and then it would appear on my computer, and then I would just follow the steps, and it was a super simple setup. So in the span of maybe 10 to 15 seconds, I was already connected and it was working just fine. Now, I did run into some slight issues when I tried to connect this particular mouse with my Windows machines. So a lot of the times I would turn on the Bluetooth and it wouldn't recognize on the Windows, which was kind of unfortunate because this is a gaming mouse. And as you guys may know, most of the games that are played on PC are actually found on Steam, and Steam supports most of its games on Windows. Obviously, there's some games that are supported on Mac, but most of them are running on Windows. And if you're not able to connect this mouse, or if you're having some trouble connecting this mouse with a Windows machine, then you're kind of in a jam because it's mainly made for gaming and not necessarily for just casual web surfing. Now, luckily enough, it wasn't a huge issue. It was just something that I ran into and I was able to fix really quickly. Fear not, guys, you will be able to connect this on your Windows machine without any problems. Before we get into all the features and all the buttons and all the characteristics of this particular mouse, I want to say that the overall build quality feels really nice. Now, it is made out of a simple black plastic material. It is very lightweight. It doesn't have a lot of bulkiness to it, which I think is a good thing for a wireless mouse. For the most part, the buttons do feel really clicky, and that plastic material overall doesn't feel cheap. And I think this is one thing that is due to the simple fact that we are dealing with a brand by the likes of Corsair, so they're going to give us some quality products. It has a strong, nice, sturdy build quality whilst maintaining its lightweight form, which is actually very convenient for a lot of gaming scenarios. So a lot of games, you're going to need a lot of fast-paced movements, a lot of fast-paced actions. A lot of games that I can think at the top of my mind would be League of Legends, Overwatch, Call of Duty. All of these games, you're going to need some fast-paced movements with your mouse specifically. So a lightweight gaming mouse is going to be very convenient, and this does the job just fine. So one of the first things that I noticed whilst I was connecting this mouse specifically to my Mac is that the overall calibrations that come with the mouse straight out of the box are not really good. Now, the overall tracking speed was very fast compared to the scrolling speed, which was really slow. So I had to fix those up, because once I did so, it was running just fine. I didn't have this exact issue on Windows, so I think for the most part, the calibrations that come straight out of the box are more configured for Windows rather than Mac. So that's a quick tip for you guys. Now, quick disclaimer, this mouse has been very nice to use for the past 2 weeks, but I do have to point out one thing. I do have slightly bigger hands than a lot of people, and I think the overall person has, relatively smaller hands than me. So the mouse does feel a little bit small in my hands. It feels like I'm kind of snugging it and I'm kind of crushing it. This is just a personal observation that I've had with the mouse. I think most of you guys will not be running into this issue, as I think this is just subjective to me since I'm pretty much stuck with these hands. But yeah, for the most part, I think that the overall shape and size of the mouse is relatively average, and it doesn't feel short, it doesn't feel any small, it doesn't feel like it's lacking any grip to it. So for the most part, it is really good. On the aspect of grip, it does provide 2 side panels here with some texturized grip, which just feels really nice, and it is pretty grippy in the hand. It also has the same exact pattern on the scroll wheel, which provides you some decent grip, and it provides a nice scrolling experience. Right next to the scrolling wheel, you'll find the right click and left click, which do actually provide a nice experience. They are very clicky and they feel responsive for the most part. They have this nice indent and this nice shape that kind of follows your fingers, and it kind of creates this natural flow for your fingers just to rest on and to click more pronouncedly. In terms of branding, you will not find anything else on this mouse. You will not find any RGB, except for the arrow located beneath the middle button, which actually indicates whether the mouse is turned on or turned off. If the mouse is looking to pair wirelessly with a computer, the arrow beneath the middle button will flash blue. Now, if the mouse is just turned on, it will flash green. If it's looking to connect via slipstream, it will flash white. And whenever the mouse is low on battery, it will flash red. So that's pretty much the only RGB kind of coloring you'll see on the mouse. And actually, I think they skipped out on the RGB and all the customizations for this mouse, as it was going to add more weight to the mouse and it was going to distract from the fact that they were trying to create a more lightweight wireless gaming mouse. And for the most part, I do think that the overall simple, sleek design fits really well. I don't think that this mouse requires any RGB. I like it just the way it is. The simple black matte finish is really nice, super clean, works in a lot of setups. So whether it's your productivity setup or your gaming setup, you're gonna be getting along with this mouse just fine. I think it fits well. It's simple, it's clean, it's aesthetic, and it has a significant battery life. Now, over the course of the past 2 weeks when I've been using this mouse on a day-to-day basis, never have I run into some issues with the battery. I think the battery life overall is fantastic. It does provide 200 plus hours of battery life on a single battery. Now, if you pop open the hood of the mouse itself, you will see that there is a AA battery located inside. So that's pretty much the juice in the mouse. And for a lot of times, you can collect this mouse via slipstream on your computer. So obviously just turn on the Bluetooth and it'll find it itself. If ever you're running into some issues with that, fear not, because they've provided you with a mini USB 3.0 port here, so you can plug this into your machine, whether it's your computer, your Windows, your Mac or whatever you may be using. You can plug this in and it'll connect via that. So that is a very handy piece of tech that they've included inside, and it fits right there into the mouse, so it doesn't distract and you're not going to be losing it. So if you plug this right back in, there you go, everything is stored under the hood and it's super efficient. Now, for the most part, when it came to playing video games, the wireless experience is great. I had a very good response time and never did I run into any issues whilst I was playing a lot of the games online. So whether that would be Overwatch or Call of Duty or League of Legends, I never really had any issues. The response time was very on point. And if we took a quick second to compare it to another mouse that is wired, I think the overall experience was relatively the same. I did not see any major differences, nor did I see any different hiccups. I think for the most part it does perform well. Now, in this modern day and age, we are lucky enough to have some performant wireless peripherals. A lot of keyboards and a lot of mouses do come very close or actually match a lot of the wired products. So for now, if you guys have any concerns whether this mouse is going to be as powerful or as responsive as a wired mouse, I think for the most part you guys are going to be very well set with this piece of tech. Now guys, you can always find more information about this product in the link I left in the description down below. It'll bring you right to the Corsair page and it'll give you guys a lot more information and a lot more details from Corsair's actual web page, and you can check out all the specifications in there. This was a personal review and this was just me giving you guys my 2 cents on the actual product after having used it for a while. What do I think of it? I think it's great. I think it's an overall very balanced product. Now, for the price it comes at, I think it's really affordable, and I think a lot of people will really find themselves enjoying picking up this mouse, as I picked it up at Best Buy for $45 here in Canada, and the normal retail price is only $59.99. If you compare this to a lot of other pro gaming wireless mouses, you will find them yourselves paying quite close to $150, $200, sometimes even $250. So I think the $59.99 retail price, and now on Best Buy on sale for $45. Now I will go ahead and leave a link in the description down below where you guys can snag yourself this mouse on sale at Best Buy. If it's still on sale, go ahead and grab one while it's still available. And I think for the most part that about wraps it up on this mouse. I think it's great. Overall, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. The battery life is definitely one of the main selling factors, and its sleek, simple, minimalist design is also, for me, one of the things that I really appreciate about the mouse. The build quality feels nice and sturdy. It's made out of plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap in any shape or form. And I think overall, for gaming peripheral or any other usage you might find for this, for example, if you want to use this for your work laptop or for your productivity setup or for your editing videos. So let me know what you guys think about the Corsair Qatar Pro wireless gaming mouse. I think it is fantastic. If you're going to be picking it up, let me know in the comment section down below, as I would love to chat with you guys and start a conversation in there. And as always guys, I wish you the best of luck in everything you do, and I will see you guys on the next one. Deuces.